Okay, let's talk about one of the best financial investments you could ever make. And here's the thing, it has absolutely nothing to do with the stock market and everything to do with your health. Today, we're going to dig into the powerful and honestly often overlooked economic value of longevity. So let's just jump right in with a pretty provocative question. Can $50 a month actually save your life? I know, it sounds like an exaggeration, right? But stick with me here, because the answer might be less about saving your life and way more about investing in it. Most of us live with this constant tension when it comes to our well-being. On one side, health just feels like another expense. That gym membership, the organic groceries, man, it can feel like money just flying out the window. But what if we're looking at it all wrong? What if every single dollar spent on health isn't a cost but an investment? Maybe the most important one we can possibly make. So let's really dig into that idea. This is all about a fundamental shift in how you see things, viewing yourself not as a health consumer, but as a health investor. This brings us to a concept you probably know from finance, ROI, right? Return on investment. But applying it to our own well-being, whoa, that's a total game changer. The return here isn't just, lower medical bills down the road. It's about gaining more productive years, a much higher quality of life, and seriously boosting your long-term economic value. I mean, as the saying goes, viewing your health through the lens of an investor, not a consumer, is a powerful mindset shift. It's really the difference between feeling guilty about spending and being strategic about it. Suddenly, every healthy choice becomes less of a sacrifice and more of a smart deposit into your future self. Okay, so a mindset shift is one thing, but let's talk numbers. What does the data actually say? This is what's known as the longevity dividend, and honestly, the evidence is pretty startling. This really is the million-dollar question, or is it more? I mean, we all want to live longer, but have you ever just stopped to put a price tag on it? Not emotionally, but in pure economic terms. What is one extra, healthy, productive year of your life really worth? $100,000. Yeah, that's the number economists often land on for the value of a single year of quality life. Just let that sink in for a second. Every single healthy year you can add to your life has a potential six-figure economic value. That's incredible. Think about it this way. We tend to see the stock market as the gold standard for ROI, but when you compare it to a smart health investment, it's not even a contest. The potential return on your health can absolutely dwarf a typical portfolio. And why is that? Well, because the dividend pays out in more time, more energy, and a greater capacity to both earn and enjoy your life. So the value is obviously huge, but how do we actually capture it without, breaking the bank? This brings us right back to our opening question. It's all about spending smarter, not necessarily more. So let's talk about building your $50 health portfolio. And let's be super clear here. This isn't about needing a private chef or some $1,000 biohacking gadget. No. The real power here is the exact same principle that drives wealth in finance: compounding. Small, consistent investments that just grow and grow over time. So what does a $50 a month portfolio actually look like in the real world? Well, it could just be a portion of a gym membership, or it might be the extra cash you spend to get higher quality at nutrient-dense groceries. It could even be a $10 subscription to a meditation app that sharpens your focus and lowers your stress. See? These aren't just expenses. They're strategic investments in your future self. All right, let's wrap this all up and bring it home. When you think about your most valuable assets, your house, your savings, your car, I want you to ask yourself, where does your own health and vitality rank on that list? Because it should be number one. So the path forward is actually pretty simple. It really comes down to 3 steps. First, reframe all health spending from a cost to an investment. Second, truly recognize the staggering value of each healthy year. Remember that 6-figure number? And third, just start. Make one small, consistent investment in yourself today. It really all comes down to this. Investing in health isn't just about adding years to your life. It's about adding life and value to your years. You're not just trying to extend the timeline. You're trying to increase the vibrancy and the capability of every single moment you have. So I'll leave you with this to think about. Knowing the potential ROI, knowing what an extra year of health is truly worth, what's the first small investment you're going to make in your own longevity?